What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the high country. Took a little break to be in the valley, catch up on work, recharge, which is like literally recharge cameras, batteries, mentality, a little bit of everything. But we're back up here, and tonight I'm going in solo to hunt the big buck. So it's not going to be easy, which it's not with anybody else either, but without eyes in the sky it's going to be a lot more difficult, but that's alright. I'm always up for a challenge. I'll be up there in like, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, and then from there I'm going to go to the glassing knob and sit there until I see the big buck. It's just a hot summer day up here. It's crazy because we haven't had rain in a while. Vegetation and everything is just really drying out up here. Here we go, home sweet home. Miss this place. Wonder how bad the chipmunks and mice got into the tent. At least I have a lot of drinking water. We're gonna grab the spotting scope and bounce. Well guys, I just got here. Started scanning and hadn't seen any deer. So I told myself I better slow down and look under all the trees. And sure enough, I got a buck bedded, gray body, looks bigger than a 2-point, which should mean it's him. So come on, baby, check where he was at. Somewhere over here. Didn't take me long to pick him out. Guys, this buck, lucky for us, is he's pretty predictable, man. He really loves this side hill. I've got him bedded down a little lower than where he has been, but it's still a decent spot for him wanting to come up and still use one of those main trails and one of those other beds. So I might just get some phone scope of him right here in his bed and then get my move on, because I know exactly what to do if he's going to do anything. He's going to get up and feed up at last light. So let's get the old phone kicked on and get some phone scope. Well, the buck just got up. He's standing in his bed. I was literally breaking down and gonna start moving, but now that he's up, I think I better just see what he does. There's a chance he just lays right back down or kicks a new bed somewhere close, or there's a chance he goes up, but I'm guessing he'll bed down fairly soon. I don't think he's up for the evening. It's not what he typically does anyways, but he's right here on the phone scope, just standing in his bed, getting a snack. So I'm gonna see what he does, but as soon as he lays down again, I gotta get the move on and really make a plan on where I want to go and what I'm gonna do. Oh, let's see what he does, guys. It's a different spot than usual, but there's some lanes up there I think I can make work. I just have to stay back and let him come to me. Well, I gave it a minute and watched him kind of go behind a little patch of pines, and he hasn't come out, so I'll keep my eye on that spot as long as I can while I'm hiking. I'll glass over there and double check. But it seems as if he's either feeding behind that tree or he just found himself a new bed. Let's go, guys. Here we go. Well, we made it over here and got changed. I got my camos. Gonna have to be pretty quiet from here. The wind is doing weird things this time of day on this steep ridge, so just gonna have to hope for the best. I'm gonna be above him on the ridge, but typically when the wind goes down, it goes like straight down the ridge, which I should be safe if he's 70 yards off the ridge or so. I'm hoping to sneak off the ridge like 15 yards and hoping that he comes up the ridge 15, 20 yards and I'll be within bow range. It's steep. A lot of brush. He's only like 60 yards away, if he's there. Wow. Guys, that was so close. I was probably only 40 yards as he was bedded most of the time as I sat there. And I had been watching these leaves that were kind of spinning in the wind. It's kind of flickering back and forth. They just caught my attention. Like that, something is moving. Pull up my binos and his velvet antlers are just feeding on a bush. So I saw him there for a minute. And then I was ranging down at the closest stuff I could, which I know there's more distance, but it's only like 35 yards. I'm guessing he was 40. All I needed him to do was come up. And for whatever reason, he fed around right there for a minute and then went down to the right, like quartering away 40, 45 yards. Thicker than thick. So we got close, but the big buck wins again tonight. But guys, that's all I can do is just keep getting close without, I don't want to bust him. I mean, trying to sneak on these side hills is impossible. I just can't take a step without rolling rocks and stuff. That was a close call, super exciting, glad I saw him up close. Woohoo! Guys, I think it's like day 7. I've been up here in the evenings. We finally caught a break, and the big buck was out feeding. As soon as I got here, he was out feeding just to the right of the bed that Casey put a sneak on him. And sure enough, after watching him for just a minute, he walked through the trees, kicked himself a bed. I just filmed him right here on the phone scope, and he laid down. So we got eyes on the big buck, and he is in a good spot. I could go and wait him out like Casey did and hope that he feeds up, or I can try to stalk from below, which I don't know about that. I don't feel confident in coming below because he's literally just watching you. He would just be looking straight down at you trying to sneak around. So I got him on the phone scope through the vortex. I'm gonna keep an eye on him, and lucky for me, BMAC is here. He just happened to want to come up today to break down his camp and do a little bit of glassing this evening, and we might just have a play on this buck now. So I'm gonna wait for BMAC to get up here and put a plan together, but we found him. Trying to go slow. I left BMAC. He's at this spotter knob, and I'm moving in. Going to make a similar approach that Casey did, but this quakey patch I need to wrap around that. I'm going to kind of traverse on his elevation. The wind, of course, is doing all kinds of things. So let's hope we don't get winded.
Buck just got up out of his bed. Just super casual, like he's just gonna start feeding around. There's the buck. And that's where Eric is. Right behind that aspen tree, somewhere in that little area. I mean, probably like 30, 35 yards. Oh, so close. See if we can get lucky. Make tonight the night. Freaking winded you or something. That was him, dude. He was just frozen, knew something was up for the last 10 minutes, and he finally just boogied.
Holy smokes, it's late. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on the mountain hunting mule deer with my bow. Let me tell you what, I got extremely close tonight. Within bow range for the second time of this buck with no shot. But Brian was spotting and he's like, dude, you're 30 yards tops. And I felt the wind hit my back a couple times and I knew that was bad. The deer froze for like 15 minutes and just did not move. Finally just decided something's wrong. Well, he knew something's wrong, that's why he froze, but he finally either got a whiff of me or something and bounced out. But that's twice we've had that same play on that buck, the same buck, and couldn't see him or couldn't get a shot.